Hello everyone. Today we are going to start a topic called as capacitance of a three-phase line with more than one circuit. So what do you generally mean by more than one circuit? Means it's a double circuit line which is being present there in all the three phases which is there in a transmission line system. So once I have three conductors being present A, B, C, and at the other way you will be having A dash, B dash and C dash being present there. So next what you will be analyzing it is, so you need to find out the capacitance. As I said that the placing of conductors in such a way that so A, B, C is being placed in this way and the other conductors, the return conductors is being placed in this manner which is being present there. So A dash, B dash and C, sorry, A, B, C, and the other way you will be having A dash, B dash and C dash being present there. So next what you are going to analyze is you are going to find out the value of the capacitance that is being present there, and whatever the steps that we have followed previously for inductance, the same steps are being highlighted here. So let me quickly run through it. So to each and every topic which is there. So I have the conductors say A to A dash. The distance is said to be 2D. I repeat, the distance from A to A dash is 2D, and you have the distance again from A to C as root 3 into D, and this is the distance which is there as D. Let me highlight here, this is the distance which is there as D, and again here it is root 3 into D. So following this point, I have the distance to be, let me mark it as point M and N. So arbitrarily M and N are said to be midpoints. M and N are said to be midpoints. M and N are said to be midpoints. Now AM equals MC equals root 3 into D divided by 2. So that is the way in which you can highlight it. So next, what do you want to find? You need to find the distance between B to B dash. Okay, B to B dash is also A to A dash equals B to B dash equals C to C dash. That is equal to 2 times the distance which is there. So once you have the forward path from one of the conductor to the substation or the receiving station, and the return path that is also being there, which is the other part of the conductor, say A dash. So highlighting these concepts into picture, so this is D and this is the distance which is there from the other point which is there, and generally it is given by 2D. So once you have these distances being formed, you have the next set of distances, that is this one which is D. Okay, so M and N distance are said to be D, and BM equals NB dash equals D by 2. So now you have D by 2 and D by 2 as the distance between BM and NB dash. So now I have B to A as the hypotenuse of a right angled triangle. So AB is said to be, yeah, so how I can write it for a right angled triangle is, so I have two sides being given, D by 2 plus root 3 D. Okay, so these are the sides which are being there, sorry, root 3 D by 2. So on squaring these terms, you will be getting D squared divided by 4 plus 3D squared divided by 4. And at the end, you will be getting the distance there as under the root. Let me write it under the root here. So 4D squared divided by 4. So it will be under the root as root D squared. So it is D. So generally you will be getting AB as D, and again BC as D, and again A dash B dash as D, and again C dash B dash as D. So this one is also D, and this one is root 3 into D, and these points are said to be, yeah, again you have written there as D. So this forms a regular hexagon. So as you can see, the geometrical figure which is being formed is a regular hexagon. regular hexagon which is there. So this is one thing which I wanted to highlight, which I missed out in the inductance term. So moving on to the derivation part. So what you need to find out is, so you have certain steps what it is being given there as VAB, next VAC, and VAB plus VAC is equal to 3 VAN, which is being present there. So first let us find out what is VAB, what is VAC, and next you can find out what is VAN from here. And after finding out what is VAN, you can find out CAN as QAN divided by VAN. So next what you can generally see here is you are finding the voltage between the phases A and B. So the voltage between the phases A and B is generally being given as, yes, so VAB, I take 1 divided by 2 pi epsilon. So under the brackets, I will be having 6 terms altogether. So if I want to write these 6 terms being present there, so I will be analyzing with respect to the charge QA, QB and QC. So QA, I'll be having 2 terms. QB, I'll be having 2 terms. QC, I'll be having 2 terms which is being present there. So now with respect to A, okay, so this is the conductor A, this is the conductor A dash, this is B, B dash, C, C dash. Okay, so now what I'll be doing here is I'll be analyzing with respect to conductor A and conductor A dash being present there. So QA, you can write it as ln of D by R, QA times ln of D by R plus plus QA times ln of root 3D divided by 2D. So I can strike out these distance terms. So QA ln of root 3 by 2 will be there. You can find out like that. And what you can write for the given other terms of the charge with respect to B phase, it can be written as QB ln of R by D plus ln of 2D divided by root 3 into D plus the other term QC term ln of D divided by root 3 times D plus root 3D divided by D. So this is what you can highlight here, which is for QA, QB and QC. So once you have these all terms being written there, what you can find out is you can neglect certain terms which are being present there. Okay, so those things can be highlighted in the next part of the derivation. So you're left out with these terms being given: 1 divided by 2 pi epsilon QA ln of root 3D divided by 2R plus QB ln of 2R divided by root 3D. Similarly, if you want to write for VAC, so if you have written it for VAB, if you have observed it for VAC, so this term is a constant one and this one term is also a constant one. So QA plus QB term will be there for VAB, and at the second term you are having VAC given as QA plus QC. So these are the terms which are being there for VAB and VAC. So as I told you previously, you have this term equation which is given there as VAB plus VAC equals 3 times VAN. You can write down VAB plus VAC added together, and at the end you can write it as 2QA, which is there. You can add these 2 terms, and 1 divided by 2 pi epsilon is taken as a common factor. And what you can generally find out is QA plus QB is being there. And next one, what you can find out is under balanced condition, you have QA plus QB plus QC will be equal to 0. So this term is taken as QB plus QC. It is equal to minus QA being present there. So next what I can find out is, so you can substitute for minus QA as the term being present there. So next one, what you can see here is 3 times VAN equals 1 divided by 2 pi epsilon 3 QA ln of root 3D divided by 2R. So next one, you can substitute for VAN. So these 3 and 3 get cancelled here. And after substituting for VAN, you will be getting QA divided by 2 pi epsilon ln of root 3D divided by 2R. So CAN you can find out as QA divided by VAN. So it is written as 2 pi epsilon divided by ln of root 3d divided by 2r. So this term, what you can find out is capacitance per phase if you want to calculate. So this will be nothing but if you do it 2 times CAN, you will be getting the capacitance per phase value there. So at the end, what you are going to get is 2 pi epsilon divided by ln of root 3d divided by 2r. So d, that is the distance which is there, which will be mentioned in the problem, or if you are given a figure, you can just find out directly. R will be the radius of each conductor that is being present there. So in those terms, you can find out how to calculate the capacitance per phase. So before calculating the capacitance per phase, you are going to calculate the capacitance phase to neutral value, that is CAN. So capacitance CAN is phase to neutral value. Phase to neutral value. So next what you can find out is a simple problem. If you can see that it is a double circuit line problem. Yeah, if the double circuit of a three-phase line has conductors of diameter 2 centimeter and the distance of separation is 2 meter in hexagonal spacing arrangement. So this is where you are going to find out whether it is a three-phase line. So we'll be generally mentioning it in the problem also. And hexagonal spacing arrangement is being there. So how we are going to space the conductors to have the minimum value of the capacitance. So calculating the phase to neutral capacitance for a 100 kilometer line. So read the problem once again. So they have asked you to find out the phase to neutral value of the capacitance. So phase to neutral value of the capacitance is to be found out, and though in that one, you will be finding out CAN. So CAN will be equal to QA divided by VAN. So write down this formula at first, and at the same time, recall the formula, what you will be having it for CAN. It is 2 pi epsilon divided by ln of root 3 d divided by 2r. So 2 pi epsilon divided by ln of root 3 d divided by 2r, which is there, that is the formula what you are going to write. So if you recall the derivation figure, what we had done earlier, you are placing all the conductors at once, and if you have placed all the conductors at once, you will be having the radius of the conductor being already mentioned and the distance between the conductors, which was quite similar to that there, so you can easily highlight it. So next what you are finding out is, you are going to find out the next terms. You are going to substitute it. Yes, yeah, okay. So CAN you can find out. Yes, so you can find out the CAN. So here they have written it as 2 pi. I mean they have written it as 2 pi, 4 pi. It should be 2 pi epsilon naught divided by root 3 into d. So all the terms which are being mentioned there. So this is the numerical problem that needs to be solved, and I have I'll send you. So this is a numerical problem. We have a slight corrections to be made. So see to it that you follow it, and I'll be sending you the corrected version of it in written format. So that's how you are going to find out for capacitance of a three-phase double circuit line with, yes, so with unsymmetrical spacing and untransposed condition. So that's how you are going to find out CAN. So capacitance per phase you can calculate it. So root 3, the distance is being given there. So distance of separation is d, 2 meter. So you can substitute it and get the answer. So next, it is one of the simple derivations that we are going to follow. It is given by capacitance of a three-phase double circuit with unsymmetrical spacing but transposed condition. So capacitance of a three-phase double circuit line with unsymmetrical spacing. So this is unsymmetrical spacing, but it is a transposed condition that we are seeing here. So consider the arrangement of conductors as shown in the figure. So you will be having 3 conductors for each phase, and that's a forward path and the return path being present there. So now you will be having one complete cycle of transposition of lines being given there. So if I want to analyze the figure, so this is how we are going to analyze the figure. Yes. So this is how the complete transposition of the line is being present there. So this is height h, this is d, this is also d there. And at the next time, what you are going to have is the complete cycle of transposition being there. So this complete cycle of transposition has 3 sets. So once you have the changing of conductors being present there at each and every instant of the distance. So when I say instant of the distance here, it means that if I have a 300 kilometer transmission line, so at regular intervals means here, so after 100 kilometer length of a line, the positioning of the conductors takes place, I mean changes there. So what you can generally understand from here is, so there is a shifting of conductors at each and every instant of time. So you can see that, so these are the conductor distances, whatever that is being present there. So at each and every point you are having the distances being written properly. Okay, so see to it that you follow those distances which are being given there, and at the end you will be having the final one which is being present there. So next what you can generally find out is to have the equations at 3 different instances. So VAB1, VAB2, VAB3 which is being present there. So VAB1 is given by 1 divided by 2 pi epsilon. In brackets you can write it as QA of ln of d by r plus ln of m by n. Okay, so you will be having these 3 distances being written there for VAB1, VAB2 and VAB3. So how we are going to find out VAB, which is the average of all these equations, equation 2 and 3 which is being present there, VAB1, VAB2 plus VAB3 which is being present there. So after substituting each and every one, so you need to group the terms which are being there as the terms which is being highlighted here. So if you can see that, you can highlight the terms which are present there. So what you can do is, so you can highlight it so as QA, QB and QC. So VAB will only have QA and QB. So highlight those terms. This is QA, this is QB. Okay. So next one, what you are going to have is, so you are going to highlight the other terms which are being there. So what you can do is, you can analyze in such a way that, so QA and QB you can group it together, and next one you can take the common factor outside. So next what you can do is, similarly VAC you just have to replace with QB as QC. So if you can see, the terms are exactly matching there. So just replace QB with QC for VAC. So that's how you are going to replace that. So there is a in detailed explanation. So if I go on with it, it would be quite lengthy there. And you can know that VAB plus VAC equals 3 times VAN. So 3 times VAN equals 1 divided by 6 pi epsilon. And if you add it, again, the similar steps are being there. So 3 QA, which has been there. So 6 ones are, 3 ones are, 3 twos are, you can do it, or directly you can cross it here. So that is left to the individual how to carry out the derivation part. So QB plus QC, that is minus QA, that is being present there. You can take out the inverse of it. Later on, it will be 2d cube m square divided by r cube times n square, that is being present there. So VAN, so CAN equals QA divided by VAN. So 6 pi epsilon divided by ln of 2d cube m squared divided by r cube times n squared, which is there. So CAN you can find out easily there. Okay, so that's how we can find out. And the capacitance per phase will be 2 times CAN at the end. So that's the end of the derivation. So see to it that you follow the steps which are being there, and try to repeat the derivation as many times as possible, analyze it, and at the end you can find out the equations which are quite relating to each another. Thank you.